In this session, I'll be tying Rob Denson's Fiery Bugger's Muddle. A variation on the Muddler theme, it's a great pattern whether you're chasing wild browns or reservoir rainbows. With the hook secure in the vise, run the tying thread on just behind the eye, catch that loose end in place, and then trim off the loose end. Then carry the thread down the shank in close turns until it reaches the bend. The next step is to catch in a length of fine flat gold tinsel, which will form the butt. So we take a couple of inches from the spool, then offer it up to the hook, catching it in if we're using the dual-sided mylar with the silver side closest. Take the thread a few turns down around the bend and then back on itself. Just get the thread out of the way for a moment. Then take the tinsel and wind it in close turns. Should be enough. Bring that loose end up. Take hold of the thread, just unravel it, and just catch it in that loose end. That done, take the scissors and just trim off that waste end. With the butt in place, take a length of fine oval gold tinsel and offer it up to the hook. And then, using the thread, just catch it in, securing that waste end along the shank. The body comprises a pinch of blended seal's fur, the mixture being fiery claret, fiery brown, and just the merest hint of very dark brown fur. Offer it up to the thread and just begin to dub it on to create a rope. Take the fur and begin to wind it from the end of the butt up over the hook shank towards the eye, stopping about 3/4 of the way along to leave room for the muddler head. The next step is to prepare the hackle, which is either a furnace hen or soft fibred cock hackle, and this is done by just stripping off all the soft waste fibres at the base to leave a short section of stem. That done, the hackle's offered up to the hook and just caught in immediately in front of the body. Grasp the hackle by its tip using a pair of hackle pliers and begin to wind it over the body in open, evenly spaced turns. Carry on winding the hackle until the end of the body is reached. With the hackle tip parked at the end of the body, using the hackle pliers to keep tension on it, take hold of the oval gold tinsel and begin to wind it up through the hackle, locking those turns in place. If necessary, just wiggle the tinsel from side to side slightly. That'll help prevent trapping too many of the fibres. Carry working it up through the hackle until it reaches the end of the body, at which point draw it out of the way and then just secure it with thread. Take the scissors and trim off the waste ends. So to complete the body, simply snip off the tip of the hackle. Then, using a little bit of Velcro attached to the end of a lollipop stick, rough that body up so that plenty of fibres stick out. The collar hackle comprises 2 golden pheasant body feathers, one red and one yellow. Prepare them by stripping off all the waste fibres from the base and then stroking the rest of the fibres back so that they sit at right angles to the stem. Catch in the first hackle, which is the red one, by its tip. Add a few tight thread turns. Then stroke the fibres back in a technique known as doubling. Then apply a full turn. Just hold the stem and secure it in place. That done, do exactly the same with the yellow. Catch it in by its tip. Make sure that it's locked so that we can double it. Stroke those fibres back. Pull the tip through. Then wind on a single turn. And then secure that stem. Take the scissors, hold the whole lot together and just trim it off. The final step is to add the muddler head. Now this is quite loosely tied, it's not a highly compacted muddler head. So the first thing is to select a little bunch of deer hair, making sure that none of the tips are broken. And we cut it from the skin and then offer it up to the hook, judge it for length, put a couple of loose turns over and then allow it to spin. That done, stroke the fibres back and apply the thread at the eye. Finally, just cast off the thread with a whip finish. Draw that tight, bed it down, then trim off the loose end. To complete the head, the next step is to just trim off a lot of the hair so that we have a nice open textured ruff. Keep trimming until you've created the shape you want, making sure that you leave plenty of those long tapering ends to blend in nicely with the hackle. And that's it finished. Rob Denson's Fiery Bugger's Muddle.